All right, so let's see the question number two. Question number one was already sold on the in last lecture. So right here, I'm just reading out question number two once again. Lorraine has a margin account and deposited $50,000. So she have deposited $50,000 in her account with the broker, assuming that prevailing margin requirement is 40%. So the margin requirement is 40% and commission are ignored. No commission will be, you can say, generated in this question. And the Gentry Wine Corporation is selling at 35 per share. So this is the selling price currently that is prevailing into the market on which the transaction will be carried out. So right here, the number one requirement is how many shares can Lorraine purchase using the maximum allowable margin? Right? If Lorraine is using her margin, that is not only using her 50,000 own money, but she borrowed it from the broker as well with a 50% margin requirement, how many share can she purchase with her margin? So let's see how this Fayaz have sold it. So deposit is 50,000, margin requirement 40%. So margin factor is 1 divided by margin requirement, which is 2.5. 2.5. So 2.5 times. It means whatever she want to purchase, she could purchase 2.5 times of the money she holds. So with the 50,000, she will be able to purchase up to 125,000. This is correct calculation, but this is amount. We need to find out how many number of shares can she purchase. So it is calculated correctly that the total amount must be divided by number of the price per share. So whenever we divide 1,25,000 with the price per share, the price of the share is 35. Right here you can see the price of the share is 35. So whenever we divide this 125,000 by 35, we get 3,571. How many of you have sold it in the same manner and got the same answer? Those people who
Sir, me.
Those people who have sold the assignment, please do find it out that in your assignment, do you got the same answer, 3,571 shares?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Hanat, yes, please ask.
sir, 3,571 shares she can purchase.
She can 571. It is. Let me open the calculator as well. So first of all, you see, we need to find out the leverage factor, and leverage factor is 1 divided by the percentage margin requirement, and the percentage margin requirement is 40%. So that is divided by 0.4, which has become 2.5. So it is 2.5 times she can invest her money, that is multiplied by her investment, that is 50,000. So if we multiply with 50,000, it becomes total 1,25,000. Though she hold 50,000, she will be able to purchase the share worth up to 1,25,000. So now one share is for 35. So
ये बहुत कैसे आई है 125 ये जरा बता दें.
ये चले मैं एक व्हाइट बोर्ड भी ओपन कर देता हूँ, एक मिनट.
सर एक्सेल पे कर दें.
हाँ एक मिनट, इसको पहले मैं क्या कर दूँ, क्लियर ऑल कर दूँ. ठीक है, अब देखें क्या है. पहले है लिवरेज फैक्टर. ठीक है, लिवरेज फैक्टर कैसे कैलकुलेट होता है? लिवरेज फैक्टर कैलकुलेट होता है 1 डिवाइडेड बाय मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट. ठीक है, मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट. अब मार्जिन रिक्वायरमेंट कितना है इस क्वेश्चन में? वो है 40%. तो 40% का मतलब है 0.4. ठीक है, 0.4. ठीक. अब इससे आंसर जो आता है वो आंसर कितना आता है? 2.5. 2.5. ये इसका क्या बना? It has become a leverage factor. Now what is leverage factor? It means that whatever you own, you can invest 2.5 times extra. What does it mean? It means that you, in total investment, you need to only maintain 40% of your equity. You understand? in total investment, you only need to maintain 40% of your equity. So therefore, if I have got 50,000, my investment, 50,000 investment, then multiply by the leverage factor, which is 2.5. I get how much? I get 1,25,000.
2.5.
Right? I get 1,25,000. Now, as I have told you, that whatever is total investment, in that 40% will be my equity. Now, if I want to check that, so see, how can I check it? I can check it in this way. That total is 1,25,000, right? Total is 1,25,000. How much is my total? My investment is 50 divided by 1,25,000. So it will become how much? It will become 40%. You understand now? So that's how what we do whenever
Yes,
we
sir,
calculate leverage factor, we multiply the leverage factor with our equity and we get the total investment. So that total investment is now divided by the price of the share. We get 3,571. So 3,571 shares are required. So the question number 2, part 1 is correct. All right. So now the question number 2, part 2 is, what is Lorraine profit law or loss if the price of gentry stock rises to $45 or falls to $25? So what you can do, let's see how Mohsin have sold it. So rises to 45. Now 3,571 multiplied by 45 is 1,60,695. So he have calculated the profit. Profit is that right here. Yes, you have calculated the profit, but what does it says? What is the total profit or loss? Yes, profit and loss. Yes, for profit loss it is correct. If it was only a return, so we would have calculated in a different way. So there is 35,695. This profit calculation is correct. But Mohsin, keep in mind, whenever we are writing the sign of currency, it must be always in front. Okay, we put the sign in the front of amount rather than at the end. So if this stock price falls to $25, so we will get 3,571 multiplied by 25, which is 89,275. Our investment was 1,25,000 and now its value is 89,000. So we have suffered a loss of 35,725. So these both are correct calculation. Anyone who have got any confusion in that? Is it clear? How
सर
is
मेरा
it?
क्वेश्चन है सर जो ये कैलकुलेट किया प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस ये किस तरह की है ये सर दोबारा बता दें कंफ्यूजन हो रही है
अच्छा ये देखें हमने कितने का शेयर खरीदा था 35 का प्राइस 35 है ना
सर और ये प्रॉफिट और लॉस हमने डिटरमाइन कैसे
अच्छा ये देखें ये सबसे पहले देखें ये पिछले उसके साथ देखें ये क्या है हमें टोटल नंबर ऑफ शेयर हमने कितने खरीदे हाउ मेनी टोटल नंबर ऑफ शेयर वी हैव परचेज 3,571 ठीक है so how much money we have invested 1,25,000 total is what is our investment 1,25,000 so 1,25,000 is our total investment. So see if the price become from 35 it rises to 45. You can also carry out in another way, right? If I chooses the whiteboard once again, so you can calculate it in another way as well. Let me clear this one. You can find out, for example, we have purchased it for 35. We had purchased it for 35 and now the prices are how much? The prices are 45, isn't it? The prices are 45.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think?
45.
We are earning a profit or we are earning a loss? Profit of how much?
10 rupees.
10%.
So we pay $10 per share. What is our profit? Our profit is $10 per share. Right? So what is our total profit? If we are calculating our total profit, then our total profit must be 10 multiplied by the number of shares. How much number of share we have purchased? We had purchased 3,571 shares.
71.
Okay. So what will happen? Only you have to place 0 at the end, so it becomes 35,710. This is your profit, right? Now, in another case, whenever the prices come down, if the prices become 25, then what will happen, right? If the prices become 25, so 25 is now the selling price. We had purchased it for 35. We will be earning a profit or loss?
Loss.
Lost.
Loss. How much?
10
Loss of
rupees.
minus
$10 per share.
So 30.
$10. Minus $10.
So minus $10. So it is 10 minus 10. So the same amount will be right here. So it will become minus 35,710. Almost same, right? These are what? These are the profit and loss. This is a profit. If there is a $10 increase in the price, we will earn 35,710. And if there is a $10 decrease, we will lose 35,710. Simple. All right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, moving to the question second part, third part. So we have seen that 45, we are earning a profit. On 25, we will be suffering a loss. Now part C. If the maintenance margin is 30%, to what price can Gary Wynn fall before Lauren will receive a margin call? Now, the total scenario is being changed. They say the maintenance margin is 30%. It means we have to maintain our equity at 30% of the total investment. If we are, if our equity become less than 30%, so then what will happen? We will receive a margin call. So let's see how he have solved it.
Sir, 1 divided by 30 होगा.
अच्छा, अब क्या है? The maintenance margin is 30%. So initial investment minus initial margin is 75,000 is your actually borrowed amount. So yes, it is correctly. It is calculated correctly. That okay, 30% is our margin is equal to 3,500 number of shares multiplied by the price. So we are interested to calculate this price. Right here, the price is missing. You must write P right here. And this is the borrowed amount, right? This is the borrowed amount. So this thing is divide right here. Whenever we send that right on the left-hand side, it will be multiplied. It is now, it is being rectified. It is correct. So the answer is 30. The answer is 30. And I presume this answer is correct based on the logical way that Mohsin have followed. How many of you have got the same answer of 30? What is this 30? 30 is the price. It means if the share price become lower than 30 or it becomes 30, so then the investor will get a margin call to maintain his or her account. Now let's see if on the price 30, if it really become a 30% of our equity, right? So what I will do, I will once again, I will open the whiteboard. Clear all. Now let's see, for example, if the price become 30, so we will have a total investment. How much? We will have a total investment of 3,571 share will become equal to 30 multiplied by 3,571 will be equal to 1,07,000 and 130, right? Sorry.
Right.
130. This is the total investment. Total investment. Now I minus from this less borrowed amount, right? Borrowed amount. How much was our borrowed amount? Our borrowed amount was 75,000. Our borrowed amount was 75,000. So if I minus 75,000 as borrowed amount from the total investment, I will be left with what? I will be left with equity. And that equity will be minus 75,000. So it will be 32,000.
सर आवाज कट रही है आपकी सर
32,100
33,100
32,130. This will become our total equity. Now see what I have calculated. I am trying to tell you that when the total investment value become 1,07,130 at the price of 30, we will be receiving a margin call. Why? At that price, our equity will be 30% of the total investment. In order to find out whether it is 30% of the investor or not, what you need to do, you need to divide the equity portion by total investment, and you will find out that the equity is how much percentage of total investment, and you will find out that is actually 30%, right? If I am calculating now 32,130 divided by 107,130, so it become exactly 0.2999. So it means 30%. So 30% is our margin call requirement. On 30%, we have calculated that the at price of 30, we will receive a margin call. Got it? So the next calculation which I have made it was only for your clarification. But this calculation is exactly correct. Okay, this is the best calculation what the Mohsin have followed. Anyone have any question in that? Keep in mind, these formulas
sir.
are always already provided in the book as well. You can refer to these formulas in the book if you do not understand. Okay, the
समझ आ गया सर
question number 2 is correctly solved. So let's see question number 3. Suppose you buy a round lot of Frenska industry stock on 55% margin when the stock is selling for $20 a share. The broker charges a 10% annual interest rate, and the commission are 3% of the stock value on the purchase and sale. A year later, you receive a $0.5 per share dividend and sell the stock for $27 a share. What is your rate of return on the Frenska industry? How many of you have sold it? All of you. Almost. Let's see. Okay, the facts are written. The margin is 55%. Selling price is $20. Selling price is 27.
Yes, sir, 20.
This 20 is purchase price. Interest is 10%. Commission is 3% on buy and sale. Dividend is $0.5 per share, and selling price right here, it is correct, $27. Rate of return is required. So the profit is equal to end year minus beginning value plus dividend, very good, minus commission and minus interest. Yes, the formula is very logically being generated. It is correct formula. The profit will be equal to ending year value minus beginning year value plus any dividend that you have received minus the commission that you must pay. and keep in mind the commission will be double. Why it is double? That once the commission will be charged on purchase, another commission will be charged on sale, and then interest will be calculated on based of annual percentage of 10%. So let's see how the calculation is carried out. So beginning value of stock is $20 multiplied by 200 shares, whether it is 200 shares. 55%.
सर 200 शेयर्स उन्होंने बताए भी नहीं है.
अच्छा 200 शेयर इन्होंने फिर कैलकुलेट किए हुए हैं. आप मुझे बताते हैं,
Assume-
बता सकते हैं हाउ दी 200 शेयर इज बीइंग डिटरमाइंड बाय मोहसिन?